Top 3 Best rice to protect your kidneys, and lower creatinine levels fast. You're staring at that lab report again, hoping this time something changed. But no, it's still there. Your creatinine is high, and your GFR keeps dropping, and suddenly every single thing you eat feels like a risk, even the foods you've known your whole life. Take rice, for example. It's been part of your meals forever, warm, filling, familiar. But now? You're not sure if it's helping or hurting. It's confusing, and honestly, it's scary. And here's the thing no one really tells you. Not all rice is the same. Some kinds are really hard on your kidneys. They can raise your blood sugar, add extra phosphorus, and quietly speed up kidney damage. But the good news? There are also types of rice that can actually help, if you know what to look for. The problem is, everyone says something different. One doctor says, avoid rice completely. Another says, brown rice is fine. One website says, white rice is dangerous. Another says it's safe. You're stuck in the middle, overwhelmed, and just trying not to make things worse. That's exactly why I made this video for you. To clear things up once and for all, we're going to go through the top 3 best types of rice for people with high creatinine or kidney problems. I'll explain what makes these types better, how to prepare them safely, and how they can support your kidney health, not make it worse. You'll also learn what to avoid and why. No confusing jargon, no fluff, just real, straightforward answers so you can stop worrying every time you sit down to eat. By the end of this video, you're going to feel more confident. You'll understand what rice is actually good for you and how to use it in your diet to help protect your kidneys and lower creatinine. So, if you're ready to take back a little control, and maybe even a little peace of mind, let's get started. Then 1. Why you need to choose the right rice. If you're living with kidney problems, especially if your GFR is dropping and your creatinine is going up, then you probably already know how important food choices are. But here's something that might surprise you. Not all rice is created equal when it comes to kidney health. In fact, some types of rice can actually make things worse if you're not careful. And it mostly comes down to one simple reason: minerals, more specifically, potassium and phosphorus. When your kidneys are healthy, they're pretty great at filtering out extra minerals your body doesn't need. But when your kidneys are struggling, those same minerals can build up in your blood. That might not sound too serious at first, but over time, high levels of potassium can lead to dangerous heart rhythms, while too much phosphorus can weaken your bones and damage your blood vessels. Even your nerves can get affected. And here's the tough part. Some rice, even the ones people think are healthy, are actually packed with these minerals. So the first thing we have to look for in kidney-friendly rice is that it's low in potassium and phosphorus. But that's not all. Many people with kidney disease also deal with diabetes or pre-diabetes, which means blood sugar control becomes another big concern. That's why we also want rice that has a low glycemic index. In other words, rice that won't make your blood sugar shoot up after you eat it. When your blood sugar stays more stable, it puts less stress on your kidneys in the long run. So now when we talk about choosing rice that's truly good for your kidneys, we're looking for 3 things: low in potassium, low in phosphorus, and gentle on blood sugar. The good news is, you don't have to give up rice completely. There are some types that actually check all 3 of those boxes. But to make smart choices, you need to know exactly what you're eating, what to avoid, and how to prepare rice the right way so you get the benefits without the hidden risks. That's what we're going to cover next. We're going to walk through the most common types of rice: white rice, brown rice, basmati, wild rice, black rice, and more. I'll show you which ones to use, which ones to limit, and which ones to avoid if your goal is to protect your kidneys and lower creatinine levels. You'll understand what makes each one different, not just by how they look, but by how they act inside your body. And by the time we're done, you'll feel so much more confident about something as simple but powerful as the rice on your plate. Because the truth is, small changes like this really can make a big difference in your kidney health over time. 2. White rice. Safe but not ideal. White rice is one of the most common staples around the world, and for people with kidney problems, it might actually seem like the safest option on the shelf. And in some ways it is. It's low in potassium and low in phosphorus, two minerals that your kidneys struggle to handle when they're not working well. That's why many doctors allow white rice in kidney diets, especially in later stages of chronic kidney disease. Compared to brown rice, which has more fiber and nutrients but also much higher phosphorus levels, white rice is less of a burden on your kidneys when it comes to mineral load. So, if you're looking strictly at potassium and phosphorus, white rice seems like the easy winner. But here's where things get tricky. White rice is also very high on the glycemic index. That means it raises your blood sugar very quickly after eating. For someone with diabetes, prediabetes, or even insulin resistance, that spike in blood sugar can be harmful over time. And unfortunately, many people with kidney issues are also managing blood sugar problems at the same time. So even if white rice doesn't directly hurt your kidneys through mineral overload, it can still put your body under stress by causing sharp blood sugar spikes, which indirectly affects kidney health too. That doesn't mean you can never eat white rice again. It just means you need to be smart about how you use it. One great tip is to pair it with foods that slow down digestion and reduce blood sugar spikes. For example, try mixing your white rice with cooked quinoa, which is low on the glycemic index and adds more protein and fiber. Or toss in a handful of chia seeds or ground flax seeds, which help your body absorb the carbs more slowly. Even adding steamed non-starchy veggies like broccoli, spinach, or cauliflower can make a big difference in how your body processes the rice. You can also choose parboiled white rice or basmati rice, which tend to have a lower glycemic impact than standard white rice. And of course, always watch your portion size. 1 cup is plenty, and going overboard can undo the benefits of careful pairing. At the end of the day, white rice isn't evil, but it's not perfect either. It's safe for your kidneys in terms of minerals, but you have to be cautious if you're also dealing with high blood sugar. With the right balance and smart combinations, you can still enjoy white rice without putting your kidneys or your blood sugar at risk. It's all about being mindful, informed, and making small tweaks that protect your body long-term. CTA. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any other important content. And if you have any questions or are having any problems, leave a comment below. I'll read it and respond as soon as possible. 3. Brown rice. Healthy, but high in minerals. Brown rice is often seen as the healthier choice. It's the kind of food that shows up in every Eat Clean blog or health magazine. People say it's packed with fiber, vitamins, and important minerals. And yes, that's true. But here's the part most people don't tell you. If you have kidney problems, brown rice might actually be doing more harm than good. It's one of those foods that sounds healthy on the surface, but can quietly overload your body with the very things your kidneys are struggling to filter out. You see, compared to white rice, brown rice has more potassium and more phosphorus, two minerals that your kidneys normally help balance. But when your kidney function starts to decline, especially if your GFR is already low, your body can't handle too much of these minerals anymore. High phosphorus can pull calcium from your bones, damage your blood vessels, and raise your risk for heart problems. And too much potassium? It can mess with your heart rhythm, making you feel weak, numb, or in serious cases, even putting your life at risk. The tough part is that brown rice doesn't taste dangerous. It feels hearty, filling, and healthy. And that's why it's so tricky, because it carries this health halo that hides the risk. Now, does that mean brown rice is poison for everyone with kidney issues? Not necessarily. Some people who are still in the early stages of kidney disease or whose lab numbers are stable might be allowed to eat small portions once in a while. But that's something only your doctor or renal dietitian can tell you with confidence based on your labs, your medications, and your overall health picture. If you truly love brown rice and you don't want to give it up completely, talk to your healthcare provider first. Don't guess. Don't rely on internet advice from strangers. Get a real answer based on your body. Because when it comes to kidney disease, playing it safe isn't weakness, it's smart. And if you're not sure whether it's worth the risk, here's something else to think about. There are other types of rice that are much lower in phosphorus and potassium and still give you that full, satisfying feeling. You don't have to force brown rice into your diet just because it's trendy or labeled whole grain. In fact, the best kidney diet is one that protects your organs, keeps your labs stable, and still lets you enjoy your meals without stress. Brown rice might work for some, but for many people with high creatinine or declining GFR, it's simply not worth the gamble. There are safer options out there, and we'll talk about them in the next part of this video, so stay with me. 4. Wild rice, a hidden gem. Let's talk about wild rice, one of the most misunderstood foods when it comes to kidney health. First of all, wild rice isn't actually rice at all. It's a seed from a type of aquatic grass that grows mainly in North America. But don't let that fool you. Just because it's not technically rice doesn't mean it's not worth considering. Wild rice has a rich, nutty flavor and a chewy texture that makes it stand out. What's really special about it is its nutritional profile. It's high in plant-based protein, which helps you feel full and keeps your muscles strong without adding unnecessary burden to your kidneys, especially if you're trying to cut back on red meat or animal protein. It's also packed with fiber, which is good for digestion, helps control blood sugar, and even plays a role in lowering inflammation, something that's often present in chronic kidney disease. On top of that, wild rice contains antioxidants that help protect your body from cellular damage. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the catch, and this is really important. Wild rice also contains a moderate amount of phosphorus and potassium, two minerals that your kidneys struggle to filter out when they're not working well. For people with kidney issues, especially in later stages, too much phosphorus can lead to weak bones and itchy skin, and high potassium levels can cause dangerous heart rhythms. So, even though wild rice has benefits, it's not a free-for-all food. If your phosphorus and potassium levels are already high, this might not be your best option. But if your lab results show that your levels are stable or on the lower side, and you're managing your diet well, then wild rice can be used in moderation as part of a kidney-friendly plan. One of the best ways to enjoy it safely is to mix a small amount of cooked wild rice with white rice. This combination helps you balance flavor, texture, and nutrients without going overboard on the minerals. The white rice helps dilute the phosphorus and potassium while still letting you enjoy that nutty, earthy taste from the wild rice. It also makes the meal more filling and satisfying, so you're not left feeling hungry. Just remember, portion control is key. Stick to about half a cup of wild rice mixed with 1 full cup of white rice, and try not to eat it more than once or twice a week unless a dietitian tells you otherwise. And if you're ever unsure, it's always smart to double-check with your healthcare provider or kidney dietitian before adding new foods into your routine. The goal here isn't to restrict you from everything, it's to help you build a way of eating that feels safe, nourishing, and realistic for the long term. You shouldn't feel afraid of your food. With the right knowledge, you can eat with confidence again. Wild rice might not be for everyday use, but when used wisely, it can be a flavorful and nutritious addition to your kidney-friendly meals. 5. Black rice. Powerful, but problematic. Now let's talk about black rice, also called forbidden rice. It looks beautiful, deep purple when cooked, and it definitely sounds like a superfood. People on the internet rave about it. And to be fair, it's not all hype. Black rice is packed with antioxidants, especially a group called anthocyanins, the same powerful compounds that give blueberries and blackberries their color. These antioxidants are known for fighting inflammation, protecting your heart, and even supporting brain health. Just one serving of black rice has more antioxidant power than brown rice or white rice. So yes, black rice is impressive on many levels. But here's the catch. When it comes to kidney health, it's not as friendly as it might seem. The truth is, black rice is also naturally higher in potassium and phosphorus compared to other types of rice. That matters a lot if you have reduced kidney function. When your kidneys are struggling, they can't get rid of excess potassium and phosphorus as well as they used to. Too much potassium can lead to dangerous heart problems like irregular heartbeat or even cardiac arrest. And too much phosphorus? It can pull calcium from your bones, cause bone disease, and damage blood vessels over time. That's why people with kidney issues are usually told to limit high potassium and high phosphorus foods. And unfortunately, black rice falls into that category. It's one of those foods that sounds healthy, and in some ways it really is, but it carries hidden risks if your kidneys aren't working well. This doesn't mean black rice is completely off limits forever. If your potassium and phosphorus levels are stable, and your doctor or dietitian gives you the green light, you might be able to enjoy a small portion once in a while. But portion size is key here. Even a small bowl could push your numbers higher without you realizing it, especially if you're eating other high-potassium foods throughout the day. The problem is, most people think, oh, it's natural, it must be safe. But that's not always true when it comes to kidney disease. Natural doesn't always mean safe. That's why I always recommend being cautious with foods like black rice. If you do want to include it in your diet, do it with guidance. Talk to your doctor. Ask your renal dietitian. Make sure your labs are okay before you try it. And if you're not sure, it's safer to skip it and stick to rice types that are lower in potassium and phosphorus. Your kidneys will thank you for that. At the end of the day, black rice is a powerful food, but for people with kidney problems, it can also be a problematic one. It has its benefits, yes, but the risks are real too. So don't be fooled by the superfood label. Kidney health requires more than just healthy-sounding choices, it requires smart ones. And in this case, that might mean leaving black rice off your plate. 6. The best choice: jasmine white rice. When it comes to choosing the best rice for your kidneys, jasmine white rice really stands out, and not just because of the way it tastes. This type of rice is soft, light, and has a gentle flavor that goes well with just about any dish. But more importantly, it's naturally low in phosphorus and potassium, which makes it a much safer option for people dealing with high creatinine levels or chronic kidney disease. These two minerals, phosphorus and potassium, are things your kidneys have to filter out. When your kidneys aren't working well, these minerals can build up in your blood and cause serious problems. That's why picking a rice that's lower in both is a smart move, and jasmine white rice fits the bill perfectly. Now here's something a lot of people don't know. Some brands of jasmine white rice are made with even less phosphorus than others. That's right, there are low phosphorus versions of jasmine rice available, especially those marked for special diets. So if you're standing in the rice aisle and feeling lost, take a moment to read the label. Look for rice that's labeled low phosphorus or made for kidney-friendly diets. It's a small step that can make a big difference in your daily routine. But it doesn't stop there. If you want to make your jasmine rice even safer and more supportive for your kidneys, rinse it really well before cooking. Washing rice under cold water helps remove excess starch and may even lower some of the surface minerals. And when it's time to eat, what you serve with your rice matters too. Skip the salty sauces and heavy meats. Instead, try pairing it with foods that are gentle on your kidneys, like steamed cauliflower, roasted zucchini, grilled tofu, or a small portion of low-sodium fish like tilapia or cod. These combinations keep your meal balanced, full of flavor, and still safe for your kidneys. What makes jasmine white rice such a winner is that it feels like comfort food, but without the guilt. It doesn't spike your potassium, it doesn't overload your phosphorus, and when cooked the right way and eaten with the right foods, it can give you a satisfying, kidney-safe meal that won't leave you feeling worried every time you eat. So, if you've been afraid of rice, thinking you have to give it up completely, you don't. Jasmine white rice can be your go-to choice, giving you both peace of mind and something delicious to look forward to. And that kind of relief? It's priceless when you're trying to protect your kidneys every single day. At the end of the day, what you put on your plate truly matters. Choosing the right rice isn't just a small decision. It could be one of the things that helps protect your kidneys and lowers your creatinine over time. It's not about being perfect, it's about making smarter choices, one meal at a time. So, don't play guessing games with your health. Now you know which rice is safest and how to make it work for you. You've got this. And if this video helped clear things up even just a little, go check out our next one. It's all about the worst cooking oils for your kidneys and what healthy options you should be using instead.